So, you guys, the judge is very pissed off, very upset with Diddy's lawyers and the prosecution because apparently there was a apparently there was information leaked out in regards to juror number 7, and the judge is not pleased. He's not happy, and he just had enough, and he wants to get to the bottom of this and figure out what the hell has happened. Also, the jurors are watching the freak off tapes, and I don't know. I feel like they probably need a bath after watching all that footage of the freak off tapes. They're probably going to need therapy. So we're going to get into it and we're going to talk about it. So, hey everyone, welcome back to That's It. Okay, you guys, so the judge is really pissed off and very upset because information was leaked out, and he accused Diddy's lawyers in the prosecution that information was leaked out, and he doesn't understand how this happened, why this happened. Especially they had a conversation last Friday, Friday the 13th, June 13th, talking about talking about juror number 7, and it was not supposed to be leaked out to any press. It was a sealed document, and he's trying to figure out how the hell it got out to certain reporters. Like how the hell it got leaked. And I'm like, and then when I heard about this, I'm like, I haven't heard anything. So the judge was like saying, well, I'm going to take all your phones because I'm going to take your phones and I'm going to look through it and figure out what the hell is going on. And if I find out that anyone leaked this information, it was a sealed document that I had a conversation with you guys in my office. And if I find out one of you guys, leaked this information out, I'm going to hold you in contempt. That's it. That's it. I would have done exactly the same thing. So the judge is not playing. The judge is not playing, and he is not messing around. This man means business from the get-go. I don't know why people keep trying to play with him, like trying to mess with him. He is by the book. He followed the laws, and he don't have time for any bullshit shenanigans. I don't understand why people are trying to mess with the judge. The judge is not messing around. So anyway, so both lawyers told the judge, "I have no idea what you're talking about. We didn't release any information. We have no idea." So the judge said, "Okay, so if you have nothing to hide, I'm going to take your phones and do my investigation and find out." So I started like figuring out what the hell is going on. I'm nosy and I just want to, dig and find out what the hell is going on. So this outlet from the inner city press, and it says right here that judge, as to the defense allegation of prosecution of misconduct here, that they're inviting the court to make a decision based on race cannot be granted, and as to the issue about another juror that arose on Friday session, and no information made to the public yet. So basically, like I said, there were in talks about about juror number 6 and possibility replacing juror number 6 to juror number 7. Now this was a conversation that was privately between the lawyers and the judge. Now this was sealed document, and no one didn't know about this information. So then I'm thinking, okay, if no one doesn't know about this information, how did this information about juror number 7 got leaked out? Then this article, and I went to Google and started Googling like what information got leaked. And then this came out about the juror. Sorry, let me go back. So this information about file of an emotion of juror number 7, and then they have juror number 7 information. But again, as you can see, it got redacted, so we can't see anything. But it was trying to find. It was trying. My understanding of it was like fact finding, making sure that juror number 7 is not going to talk to anyone or hasn't talked to anyone about the case, or everything that he's saying is true, because they don't want the same incident that happened with juror number 6 to happen to juror number 7. But this was all private though. No one didn't know about this, and this was sealed and private between the judge and the lawyers. That's why they redacted a lot of stuff. Now, then I came up to this and Googled to find out what is going on, because the press is not talking about it. Then I came up with this article on TMZ, and it says that Diddy's trial jurors get a juror, gets a mysterious text, and the judges worry that he is blabbering, basically blabbering his mouth, telling people information about the case that he has no business telling because you know you can't tell anybody about the case because if you do, you're going to find it in contempt, and he's going to remove you from the trial. So this came out. Then I'm like saying to myself, okay, if this came out, excuse me, I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, if this came out, then why am I not hearing it from outlet medias? Okay, the only thing that I've been seeing that I saw in the outlet media is this. Okay, from what the article is saying. So basically, it's what's the word? Is actually confirming what TMZ is saying and what the three outlets are saying as well about this whole mystery text that the juror on the jury, juror number 7, received. So then he went to the judge and said, "Listen, I don't know who's texting me. I never seen this number in my life." And then that text message asked the juror number 7, "Are you juror number 6 that got dismissed from the trial?" And apparently, I hope he didn't answer or reply back to the person that texted them. So the judge was like a little worried, like, how did this get out? How did they know that this is juror number 7? Not they. Everyone know that juror number 7 is going to be replaced. But the thing is that how did the mysterious person got the juror's number? How did he got the cell phone number? Like, only a few people will know about this. So that's why it's a big mystery. The lawyers and the judge. That's about it. So who is this mysterious person that text message juror number 7 saying that, "Are you juror number 6?" Who would else release that information? So that's what the judge is trying to figure out, and that's what the judge is like pissed off and upset. Like, this shouldn't have been happening. This should be a confidential thing, and now it's getting leaked out. Now I'm going to read you another article in regards to what TMZ had to say about this, and it says, "Hello." It says Diddy Trial is Diddy Trial is on the verge of another jury shakeup due to one of them getting a strange text message that left the judge with the concerns. This juror is talking about the case outside the court. Now, when you're talking the case outside the court, that's a big no-no. You shouldn't be talking about the case outside of work. You should be not looking at the TV, looking at the media, nothing like that. It should be talked about amongst the rest of the juries, but it should not be talked about. Now, this is according to TMZ. Now, the sources with the direct knowledge tell TMZ that the jurors alert the court on Friday about the text message from a phone number he didn't recognize, asking him if he was the juror number 6, who already been in the news as someone Judge Subranum, hopefully I'm saying it right, Subranum might dismiss. Now, who could have possibly leaked this information? Because how did he know? That's what I'm saying. Only a few people will know about this. So that's a big suspicious to me. That's a big red flag. Like, who else will know this information about the juror number 7 and then text that person and ask that person, "Are you juror number 6?" So it's a little suspect to me. And again, I don't want to make any accusations or accuse anyone, but it doesn't seem right to me at all. So next thing that I want to read to you. Oh, this is another. Oh, wait. Is this the same one? I am so sorry, you guys. I think I missed a step. Sorry. So let me go. I think, no, this is it. Sorry. Our source says, although the juror said he didn't recognize the phone number, the judge has concerns that he might be discussing the trial with people who are not on the jury, which obviously may be a major violation of the judge instructions. Which that's true. That's true. You cannot, because if you do, you're going to be dismissed, just like juror number 6. And this is not a trial, that you should not mess around with. Okay, this is very serious. We are down to the wire. The last person that's testifying for the prosecution is Paul Brandon, one of Diddy's drug Mule, saying it right, Mule, and that's the last person that's going to testify. And then next, Diddy's defense team It's going to a few people, excuse me, like three people are going to testify on the behalf of Diddy. I know there was a one woman, which I don't know her name yet. She worked at the Bad Boys Records. She worked in the HR department, and she's going to testify on the behalf of Diddy, among two other men as well, which the names has not been released yet, but there's three people. After that, then, there's a holiday on 19 because it's June 19, and they're going to wrap this up before 4th of July. So then they have to deliberate and everything. So it is down to the wire, guys. And I don't see anyone else that's famous that's going to testify on the behalf of Sean Diddy Combs. Just three people so far that the defense said, or I have a list, and that's about it. That's about it. So my thing is, this is very crazy that information is leaking out, and who is leaking out this information. And I hope the judge gets to the bottom of this, because this is just ridiculous. It's unprofessional and just not right. That's the whole point of sealing documents, so it can be confidential, that things don't leak out to the press. And how do those three press got that information? You have TMZ, you have OK Magazine, and you have Mirror USA or USA Mirror, whatever. How did they got the information? Who did they get it from? How did that information got leaked to them? Because no one's not talking about it. Like the big media's outlet, they're not talking about it. They're not talking about it except for those three. So I'm just very curious if they know someone from the inside, from Diddy's camp or the prosecution camp, that leaked that information, to find out who is juror number 6, to, I don't know, maybe pay them off. I don't know. This is speculation. I don't have actual proof, but this is what I've been hearing and what's talked about, but no other outlet media is mentioning it. So I'm talking about it because I just wanted to, pick you guys' brains and figure it out, like who is leaking this information and why are they leaking this information? And the judge should hold them in contempt. They should, because it's just, you can't do that. That's why there's rules or place. You know what I mean? You have to follow the rules, and the judge is not having it. He's not having it, and I like this judge. I just, like, one day I just want to shake his hand. I'm like, thank you for, like, following the T's, crossing your eye, not crossing your eyes. What's that? Batting your eyes, crossing your T's, whatever, and you just following the law and the book thoroughly. And I just like that judge. I really do, and he is not messing around. Okay, like I said, we're down to the wire. The last person that's going to testify is Brandon Paul, and then you have the defense team going to testify, and after that, they're going to do a deliberation, and we will find out guilty or not guilty. Guilty or not guilty. But before I let you go, you guys, I want to talk about the sex tape. So obviously the people that were in the courtroom, they could not watch the sex tape. It was only meant for the jurors to watch. They had headsets on, the TV screens, among Diddy's lawyers, and including him, watching all the freak-off sex tapes. And I can't even imagine what they're thinking. Obviously they were very professional. They didn't show any face expression or anything, except for one guy. I believe that he took the headphones off really quickly because he thought it was over, but it was not over. Then he had to put it back on. Now, I can't even imagine what they're thinking and what they're going through. Just watching countless tapes after tapes of Diddy having sex with these women or men, maybe both. It's possibly both, and some of his girlfriends in the past having sex with all these male escorts. I can't even imagine. Because for me, I probably would need therapy, and to scrub my body head to toe with bleach. Okay. Now, was that necessary for them to present that as evidence? I don't know. I don't think so. If it's not proving if it's prostitution or racketeering, I don't know. Or maybe they're just trying to embarrass Diddy. I don't know. But I just feel like, was it a need for them to do that, to be honest with you? You know what I mean? Especially, we can't see it. We can't watch it. We can't see for ourselves, the public, which I feel like we should, to be honest with you, if we can handle that kind of stuff. But I believe that we should have watched it, or the people from the public, it should have been seen, so we can make our own assumptions and our own judgment. Like, was it just, a bunch of adults just having foreplay and then just having, kinky sex? Or was it being coerced, that they were forced to have sex with male escorts because they were being drugged or they were being under their influence? We will never know because we're never going to watch those tapes. Only the jurors have watched them. They have seen them in their eyes. They're probably blind by now by seeing all these sex acts and stuff like that. And God bless them. I would love to see it, not because I'm a pervert and I want to see Diddy, but just to see like the evidence that everything that has been presented throughout the weeks of the testimonies and during this trial. I would like to see for my own self if it's really consensual or was it being forced. I think the whole public would like to know. They already air out all his dirty little secrets on what he's into and stuff like that. So why not just go all the way? Why just give us half? You know what I mean? You give us all this information and then you just got to keep the most important things out, which is the tapes. Now, like I said, I'm not a pervert or being perverted. I just want to know, I just want to see the evidence, what everyone is testifying is backing up the tapes that the FBI have gathered, all the evidence. But we will never know. Those tapes will never be out or leaked out. And we're just going to go based on what people have been reporting and letting us know. And whatever I know, I'm going to report back to you guys. And I really feel bad for the jurors for have to watch all these freak off sex tapes. And I know they're going to be traumatized. I know they're probably going to be needing therapy for life for watching all those tapes. And I know Diddy's just like, I don't know. He probably might be embarrassed or shame, or he just might be like, okay, it is what it is. That's what you get. That's what you get for recording yourself. You record yourself all this sexual activities and then you keep them as trophies. What do you expect? Obviously it's going to come out, and which it is. And now not the whole world, but you get what I'm saying. The jurors, excuse me, have seen all your dirty deeds. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Let me know what you think about this video. And if you do like this video, please comment, share, like. Let me know what you think. Just comment. I would love to hear your thoughts. And don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Let me know what you really think about the whole Diddy trial. Are you over it? You just want the verdict? What do you want to know about the Diddy trial? I know a lot of people are just over it. They're just like, oh, okay, I'm just over it. What's next? I get it. It's been a long trial and a lot of repetitive, information and some interesting information. But I know a lot of people are just done and over with. But I want to know your thoughts. Are you over it? Are you done? Do you just want to know the verdict? Because I know I want to know the verdict, and I already have my thoughts about the verdict. I believe that they're going to find him guilty. And when they do find him guilty, and obviously he's going to appeal it and stuff like that. But I have a strong feeling that Diddy is going to prison. I truly believe that, and that's the gut that I'm going with it because I've been following the trial from the beginning. And I believe that the jury is going to make a deliberate decision, and they're going to find this man guilty. And I don't think Trump is going to pardon him either. So that's just out the window. That's just my thoughts about it. Trump is not going to pardon him. And again, China DeCombe is going to do an appeal because he's been trying to request mistrials after mistrials so he can have records of the things that he felt that it was just not right during his trial so he can plead his case to have an appeal. But at the end of the day, this man is going to prison. He's going to prison for a very long time, and he should have thought about taking that plea deal because all you need is one of those three charges for the jurors to find him guilty. One of those three. That's it. One of those three. Even though it was a lot of information about abuse and stuff like that, which we're all aware of. But you just need one of those three charges to have him be found guilty. And I believe he's going to be found guilty with a shadow of a doubt. I could be wrong. And if I am, I'm always admit that I'm wrong, and I got it wrong. But I feel like I'm strongly, really confident and going with my gut that they're going to find him guilty as charged. And hopefully they get other co-conspirators that was involved in this go to prison as well. KK, Christina Kamor, what's the other gentleman, the security guard, D-Rock, and among other people that chose maybe, and this speculation, chose not to take the deal because they're very loyal to Diddy and they think that Diddy is going to get off. And that's why they're so quiet. That's why they didn't take the deal. It's so mind-boggling why Christina Kamora have not took the stand. How How come the prosecutor did not subpoena her? That's mind-boggling to me when she's been involved in this whole time. Witnesses have constantly named her as as a co-conspirator. So it's just fathom to me that they haven't brought her up to testify against John Diddy Combs or D-Rock. But again, they probably worked a deal. I'm not 100% sure. Or they just kept their mouth shut and not say anything until they're going to wait it out to see if Diddy's going to find guilty or not guilty. And if he does found guilty, it's a wrap for those two and among other people that were responsible and involved in the whole alleged racketeering, transporting prostitution, and what else? I think three things. And RICO charge. That's it. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that, you guys. And again, thank you so much for watching. That's it. And I really appreciate each and one of you just taking the time just to watch, hear what I have to say. And I love you all. Take care. God bless. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.